Deshaun Watson's Achilles injury has ended his season and possibly more. People had high hopes for Watson, who looked like the next great NFL quarterback at a point after his NFL rookie season. However, his career took a downturn after a criminal investigation in more than 20 civil lawsuits. Now, his football career has most likely ended. Derek Deshaun Watson was born in Gainesville, Georgia on September 14, 1995. Watson attended Gainesville High School and rapidly established himself as a quarterback. Gainesville's head coach Bruce Miller originally intended to start an experienced junior-year quarterback to lead his offense. But Watson's talent and drive were undeniable, and he earned a starting role. Starting as a freshman on the varsity team in 2010, Watson went on to set multiple records, including more than 13,000 throwing yards and 155 touchdowns, as well as 4,057 rushing yards and 59 touchdowns. His performance on the field helped Gainesville win his first championship in 2012 when Watson led the squad to a 12-3 record. His dual threat abilities as a passer and a rusher made him one of the top recruits in the country. Ranked as one of the top high school quarterbacks in the nation, Watson's performance drew attention of top college programs, leading him to commit to Clemson University early in his high school career. His standout play at Gainesville solidified his reputation and gave him the platform to become one of the most anticipated college players of his class. He rose to his prominence in college at Clemson University, where he showed early on that he was not only a capable quarterback, but a generational talent. Leading Clemson to the national title game in both the 2015 and 2016 season, Watson cemented his place as one of the college football elites. His crowning achievement came in the 2016-2017 National Championship game, where he threw for 420 yards and 3 touchdowns against the heavily favored Alabama and securing Clemson's first national title in over 3 decades. In 3 years as the Tigers' starting QB, he threw for a total of 10,163 yards, 90 touchdowns, and 32 interceptions, with 36 rushing touchdowns and 1,934 rushing yards. Deshaun Watson declared for the NFL draft in 2017 and was selected 12th overall by the Houston Texans, hoping he would be their next franchise quarterback. His rookie season was brief. In 7 games, he threw for 1,699 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions before an ACL injury that ended his season. Despite the setback, this performance hinted at his potential as a franchise quarterback. By 2018, Watson was back on the field, healthy and ready to lead the Texans. As Houston ended 11-5 and won the AFC South, Watson recorded a career-high 4,165 yards, 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 551 rushing yards, and 5 rushing touchdowns at the end of the regular season. In Watson's first postseason debut, the Texans faced the Indianapolis Colts in the wildcard round. Watson completed 29 of 49 throws for 235 yards, but the Texans lost 21-7. But stuff kept on moving forward for the QB. The 2019 season was also strong, leading the Houston Texans to a 10-6 record and a division title. Watson threw for 3,852 yards with 26 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, alongside 413 rushing yards and 7 rushing touchdowns. He earned his second Pro Bowl selection and showcased his clutch ability with multiple 4-quarter comebacks, including a standout performance in the AFC wildcard game against the Buffalo Bills, where he led the Texans to an overtime victory, but they lost in the divisional round to the Chiefs. Watson threw for 388 yards and 2 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown as the Texans lost on the road 51-31 after having blown a 24-0 second quarter lead. Then on September 5th, 2020, before the start of his 4th NFL season, Watson inked a 4-year, $156 million contract extension, securing his spot with the Texans through the 2025 season. And in the 2020 season, Watson's career reached a statistical high point. Despite the Texans' struggles ending the season 4-12, the quarterback threw for 4,823 yards and 33 touchdowns, with only 7 interceptions and a career-best completion percentage of 70.2, finishing the season as the leader in the league in passing yards. So things were picking up for Deshaun Watson on the field, yet behind the scenes, trouble was brewing. Following the 2020 season, Watson expressed frustrations with the Texans front office and coaching decisions, publicly requesting a trade despite signing a massive 4-year contract extension. Watson felt the organization lacked direction and commitment to winning, but the situation took a dramatic turn in March of 2021 when multiple lawsuits alleging sexual misconduct were filed against Watson. The first lawsuit was filed on March 16, 2021 by a massage therapist, and more quickly followed. Houston-based attorney Tony Busby represented the lady, who accused Watson of inappropriate conduct during massage therapy sessions. By April 2021, 22 women had filed civil lawsuits dealing similar allegations against him, painting a disturbing picture of misconduct and abuse of power. The allegation described explicit, often unsettling incidents that allegedly took place between 2019 and 2021. These allegations triggered investigations by both the NFL and Houston Police Department. Although 2 Texas grand juries ultimately decided not to press criminal charges against him, the civil lawsuits moved forward, casting a significant shadow over Watson's career and reputation. The lawsuits, combined with Watson's high-profile trade request, shifted the public's perception on him from a rising star to a figure married in controversy. The allegations came with significant consequences. Watson was placed on the Texans' inactive list, sitting out the entire 2021 season. Although he was technically available to play, the team was not willing to face the backlash. Watson was paid his $10 million salary for the season, but didn't see a single snap. Endorsements deals also disappeared overnight. Brands that once viewed Watson as a marketable face for the NFL distanced themselves. Brands like Nike or Beats by Dre all terminated their relationships with him. Despite the ongoing lawsuits and legal battles, Watson's talent was still coveted. In a highly controversial move, the Cleveland Browns traded for Watson in March 2022, acquiring him in exchange for a package of draft picks. The Browns also signed him to a full guaranteed 5-year $230 million contract, the largest fully guaranteed contract in the NFL history at that time. This decision was widely criticized as the move appeared to discard the ongoing legal issues and the allegations against him. Watson's contract included provisions that minimized his financial losses in case of a suspension. For example, the Browns structured his 2022 salary at just $1 million, meaning that if he faced disciplinary action, his financial penalty would be minimized. The NFL concluded its own investigation, ultimately concluding that Watson had violated the league's personal conduct policy. In August 2022, after a disciplinary hearing, the league announced an 11-game suspension for Watson, along with a $5 million fine. Throughout the suspension process, Watson denied any wrongdoing. However, the public's reaction was negative. Watson returned to the NFL in December 2022, playing his first game in nearly 2 years. However, his performance was noticeably rusty. In 6 games with the Browns, Watson threw for 1,102 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, a far cry from his stellar play in Houston. It was evident that the time away, coupled with the off-field issues, had taken a toll on his game. In the 2023 season, Watson struggled to regain his form and consistency, dealing with injuries and underwhelming performances. The Browns' decision to invest in him looked increasingly like a risk with a limited reward. He only played in 6 games and didn't throw more than 1,100 yards. Now, 7 games into the 2024 season, Watson ruptured his right Achilles on a non-contact play ending his season. He finished with a league-worst 22.8 QBR with 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. On top, in September 2024, a new lawsuit was filed in Texas, alleging that Watson forced himself on a woman during a dinner date at her apartment in October 2020. She is seeking $1 million in damages, bringing more controversy to an already troubling career, and we could have seen the end of Deshaun Watson.
That's all I know, shawty, I'm getting dough, shawty. We bout to blow, taking over the globe, shawty. That's all I know, shawty, I'm getting dough, shawty. We bout to blow, taking over the globe, shawty. Yeah, bitch, I can't